All right, welcome everyone to this Thursday night's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. And hey, we hope you're having a dry night, even though it has been raining. And it's a good thing though. We need the rain, keep the lakes up, bring the lake waters up a little bit. It's going to muddy them up for a little bit, but it should be good. Anytime the water's rising, that means the fish are looking for that buffet land. So we like the water to rise just a little bit. So thank you, Mother Nature, for bringing on the rain. We got a great show for you tonight. To introduce our guests to you here, we have the Blair brothers. We have Dayton and Jimbo Blair. Let's widen out and introduce them. Dayton, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good. You doing all right?
I'm doing well. I want to say that Dayton, Jimbo had to work today, so one of the three of us had to work.
Wait a minute.
He did.
I was up when the chickens was crowing too.
Yeah, you ain't been to bed yet.
Yeah, but I got up before the chickens went on roost and went to work. Yeah, surely did.
But I tell you what, Jimbo had to work today, so Jimbo, we excuse him. One of us had to bring in some money, but Dayton and I got to have an opportunity. We went down to the dam, Old Hickory Dam.
Yep.
And Senator Lamar Alexander was down there discussing the closures of the dam, or the closures of fishing from a boat below or above the dams. And I think everybody probably saw it on the news. If not, it'll be on later tonight's news. But Senator Alexander, I tell you what,
Got a handle on it.
You know what?
He's pushing for us.
He's got a good handle on it.
I'm going to tell you something. There is times, though, that, a lot of guys go, well, give me a boatload of politicians and I'll have you a trot line weight. That's what they say. But, Senator Alexander, he's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on.
He's doing his homework, Hugh.
He's done
very well.
Yes.
He's got it figured out, and he's going to handle it the best way he can and try to save what we got and what we can do, and it takes all of us to go right along behind him and push
he's
him.
doing it in a way, Dayton and Jimbo, that we couldn't do. I mean, he can introduce a bill. You and I.
But we got to sponsor him or help him.
That's right.
With the bill that's going along, Hugh.
And we got to call his office. We got to write emails.
We don't,
letters.
but all y'all listeners out there
needs
to.
Because what he's trying to do is Senator Alexander is going to process a bill or set forth a bill to stop all this. And he said the same thing that we've been saying in the meetings, that here it is, the Army Corps of Engineers says that they're going to spend $2.6 million on the project to keep boat fishermen from being able to fish in the tailwaters or headwaters of the dams on the Cumberland River system. Now, they have spent $2 million already trying to get everything out there, all the brochures, all the mailers, the TV advertising, all this, still to get this $2.6 million project. Well, all of us have been saying, with times as rough and tough as they are, and we've got a House and Senate that can't pass a budgeted year, the spending, they can't even budget it yet. Have not come to any conclusion. We're looking at a fiscal cliff here very shortly. We got all these cuts and expenditures coming along in the first week of March, and they're still asking for more money. And, at some point in time, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to stop. I think one of the best things I've ever seen is that commercial on television where Charlie the farmer goes, you know what? If you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
That's right. Exactly right. Quit digging.
It's simple. It's common sense. When you're constantly spending money and not enough coming in, you got to stop at some point in time. And that's what Lamar Alexander is telling them. Boys, you've run to the end of your line. You can't spend anymore.
That's it.
And, I'd rather that $2.6 million go to our school systems to teach our kids than worry about closing the dam.
Closing the dam. Exactly right.
That's the way I look at it. I want my kids to be, and my grandkids to be educated, and the teachers do a thankless job a lot of times. So give them the money and
don't waste it.
leave our fishing alone.
Yeah,
Exactly
don't waste
right.
the
Don't
money.
quit wasting it. And
Teachers underpaid anyway.
and that's exactly what Lamar Alexander, Senator Alexander, was saying today, and that's what I came away with the meeting.
Yeah. It was a good meeting.
It was a
and
great
it worked.
meeting. It was today at 11 o'clock, and they held it right below the dam at Old Hickory Lake, right there in the big parking lot where the ramp is. And man, there was a lot of people there. Mm-hmm. I figured about 250 people there.
I got to look
guess.
at them, but I seen that guy on the bank with all them fish. and I
Yeah,
kinda
there was a
forgot
guy
what
fishing
happened.
right down from us,
And had a whole stringer full of strike. And
Well,
everything.
they
I
called
think he
me.
was on
They
the
called
news.
me and said, Jimbo, there's some guys got a whole stringer bucket full of fish. Come on, we got to go. I said, Bub, I'm working. Now we can go in the morning, but I'm working this evening.
But they were, here it was. The guy was on the bank fishing and had a nice stringer of strike that he had caught.
Can
Enough
eat,
to feed his
and
family.
going home to feed
Right.
his
Going
family
home to
and
feed
eat.
his family, and
Right.
they're
And
we're
they're
out there
trying
fighting
to
for it.
eliminate that, Hugh.
They're trying to eliminate. But now they're not trying to eliminate
Bank fishing as much as
fishing.
they are boat fishing.
boat fishing is
Correct.
where they're trying to do, and I fully understand that. Yes, we lost some lives, and there's no demeaning of one life. Any life is precious.
Sure.
Exactly right.
But because of that happened doesn't mean that anybody else can't use them. Man, we had over 1,000 deaths in car wrecks in the state of Tennessee on our highways.
Exactly.
But everybody drives to work every day.
Yep.
You're not stopping them from doing that. So common sense has to come into play somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what Senator Alexander has. He's got that common sense look, a common sense approach, and he's fighting it in a common sense
way.
kind of way.
That's
And he's
exactly
doing
right.
a wonderful job.
So, and he's doing a wonderful job. And Ed Carter, our thanks go out to Ed Carter too, with Tennessee Wildlife Resources
Yes,
Agency.
absolutely.
He has made a stand, and he said, we don't have the resources to enforce what you're trying to make us enforce. And he's already told them, we don't have it. We can't get it. You're asking for something, and that can't be done. And yet, Ed Carter, I've known him for years, but Ed Carter, as a director of Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, has done a stand-up job. He's not swaying. He's still saying today what he said 6 months ago, and he's not moving. And Ed, we are behind you 100%, buddy. Stand your ground, and we're with you, no matter how bad it gets. I tell you what, I'm just with you.
That's right.
I like a person that will stand their ground for what's right and stay there.
And you'll never forget that, Hugh.
No, he won't never forget that, and that's just awesome. But I want to thank all those. And Mike Butler was out there with Tennessee Wildlife Federation, was out there, made a great speech. So it was an awesome time out there for all those that got to participate and got to be there. So thank you for that. Hey, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, that's enough of that stuff. We're going to talk fishing. So hurry back to more of Southern Woods and Water. Segment is being brought to you by Stan Sloan Zora Bait Company, where setting the hook is an everyday thing. All right, this week's Picture of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Deer Processing. Hey, if you came by the boat show and wanted to purchase sausage, but you were turned away because they were out, well, I found out they got a whole brand new batch. So give old Mike Flowers or Deborah Flowers a call out there at Eaton's Creek Road, Flowers Deer Processing, or Flowers Garden Center. Either one will get you to Mike or Deborah. They got a fresh new batch of sausage ready to go. Our first picture, hey, this is just one of those hallmark moments. It's one of those hallmark pictures. I love this picture. This is from Raymond Bagwell. He said, Hugh, this picture was taken on Kentucky Lake just this last fall, just below the ramp at Danville. And look at all the colors and the way that shines off the water. That's why we fish, ladies and gentlemen. That's it right there. We get to see all that kind of scenery. All right, February 2nd tournament out there. Mike and Nina Boland, first place and second place. Big fish, David Welcher and Adam Vance. They had 16.26 pounds with a 4.80 kicker. And our second picture here, this is also same tournament. Second place with a first place big fish, Carl Ritchie and Tim Dotson. 14.78 pounds total with a 5.83 kicker. And then our third, this is from Randy Clark. He said, Hugh, this is Joey Davis, who won our first tournament of the 2013 season with a 6-fish limit at 5.88 pounds on Tim's Ford Lake. And that's at Middle Tennessee Crappie Club, ladies and gentlemen. You need to get involved with those fine folks. They do a great, great job out there. And then our last picture here, I just had to throw this one in. Fish don't get your blood pumping. You don't have a heart. You got a thumping gizzard. This is from Stacy Nunley. Says, my son Josh and I went to Nickajack last Monday, the 18th of February, for his 24th birthday, and I caught this 8-pound, 1-ounce bass. Our 5 largest bass went 21 pounds, 3 ounces in Lake Nickajack.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, you can send your pictures to us here at Southern Woods and Waters, 474 James Robertson Parkway, Nashville, Tennessee, 37219, or simply email them to me at hugh@southernwoodsandwaters.com, and I'll get them on here. But just had to throw that picture in there. And I got a few more pictures I want to show. We had an awesome, I went Monday with Terry Peoples. He invited me to go with him. We went swamp rabbit hunting in northern Alabama, right on the Elk River. And, just a gorgeous river in the first place. But we had to go a little ways in the boat and everything. And so we got out there on TVA land, and we never left. Well, we did, but all 4 rabbits that I got on film, all were jumped within 100 yards of where we landed the boat. And now we may have walked out there. We walked out there 600 or 700 yards, but they all jumped within 100 yards of the boat. So we just had an awesome time. We had 12 dogs, and you will see the footage. We're going to try and have that show ready for you next week. If not, it'll be the week after. But I promise you, it is fun to watch those dogs get it. I'm telling you, it was a blast. And thank you, Terry Peoples and Richard down there in Tanner, Alabama. We sure appreciate that very much. I want to talk a little bit more about fishing. We want to get everybody excited about fishing. It is getting that time of year.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, the small game seasons are winding down. The 28th will be the last of it. But by the way, February 18th is left and gone. You can now purchase your 2013 licenses now at all your licensed retailers, or you can go online and get them at tnwildlife.org, or go through Southern Woods and Waters, and you can do the same thing. But you can get your license right now for 2013
Sure,
all the way to 2014. So I wanted to say that because a lot of people are going, I can't wait till the 28th. You can do it now. But, hey, the hunting season's dwindling down. We've been coyote hunting. We've been swamp rabbit hunting, but now it's really getting time to fish.
Crappie's coming up.
Crappie's coming.
Crappie's coming up. This rain will get your creeks muddy. We'll catch a few catfish.
Oh, we'll catch.
Now, that catfish, now, I got to tell you, we're going to do some of that. Now, I was down talking with this Richard, swamp rabbit hunting. We're fixing to go down to Gunnersville before the dam and get in the river system before the dam on Gunnersville. And he said this time of year we can catch 40 and 50-pound catfish on rod and reel, just regular.
I don't doubt it.
And
they're in all the river systems now.
That is just awesome. I'm telling you, just to be able to go get one on a rod and reel that weighs 40 or 50 pounds. That's
everything. That's what you go for.
That's what you go for.
You can go catch bluegill, crappie, and bass, but you really want one of them 40 or 50-pound rockfish or a catfish.
You want something that'll make you feel it at the end of the day.
That's right.
But you don't want to catch maybe one, maybe 2 of those big old catfish.
And you're kind of worn out after that.
Exactly right.
Now, they're not really good to eat. And I tell everybody, they're not really
let them go.
Let them go. When they get that big, just unhook them.
They're good breeding fish.
You might do like Jimmy Houston, kiss one every now and then just to say you loved it.
God dang.
Now, if you catch one of the big old 40, 50-pound flathead yellow cat, now he's a different story.
Yeah, that's good eating.
Now,
that's good.
You allow one over 30 inches.
36.
36.
One over 36.
Now, you catch one of them flathead like that, you may want to carry him home, make some fish nuggets out of him.
You're right. Now, Jimbo, you make an awesome catfish batter or fish batter, fish batter. So we're gonna have to get some people to try that too, because that is awesome stuff. But it is that time of year when a lot of people are in there trying to get enough fish to put in their freezer
For the year.
for the year. They've dwindled their freezers down from the fall and winter.
That's
and
right.
Now it's time to
restock. That's
That's
right.
it. And and so you're starting to see. I'm starting to see a lot of people bank fishing now. Just a Saturday and Sunday comes along when it's not real cold, but the sun's out a little bit. They want to get out.
Yeah, it's getting right. I mean, spring's just right around the corner now.
Right. Well, Hugh, the last 2 Saturdays, me and Dayton fished a Saturday morning tournament. Ask him what have we seen on jugs, where somebody has their jug.
Catfish.
We seen some catfish. I mean, some 20 and 30 pounders on jugs that I guess they pulled the jugs where the fishermen couldn't find them.
Well, it's getting that time of year.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
It's getting
everything's ready
And
to
the
come
lakes
up.
are down, so that's a good time to go over and look around the lakes so you find some more spots. I preach this all the time, but when the lakes are down in the winter pool stages, you can go walk the banks and find all the structure you've been looking for. Really, it's just a matter of going and walking the banks. They pull Center Hill, Priest.
Yeah.
They'll be pulling, Kentucky's down. I imagine it's coming up, though, before long, but anything you...
What is the matter? Old Hickory's way
Well,
up.
what they're saying is they're not going to fill the lakes up again because of the spring rains. Remember last year the lakes come up and all the grass growed in them?
Yeah.
Like Center Hill never come all the way up and Priest didn't come all the way up.
Well, the Cumberland is rolling.
I know.
Old Hickory is up.
It's up.
But that's
so
why they're moving all the water from Wolf Dam and Center Hill and stuff.
Well, now Center Hill, that's one of y'all's favorite spots.
Mm-hmm.
Still clear water. What's your favorite ways to fish Center Hill?
It just depends on the time of the year, really. I mean, this time of year it's a jerkbait bite or a hair fly or a tube or a little bit slower bite. I mean, but always a jerkbait at Center Hill this time of year.
This time.
This
yeah.
time, you take a jerkbait.
Shad raps, you can get in the back of the creeks, in the back of like Fall Creek or Pine Creek or anywhere this warmer rainwater's coming in and bringing that dingy water. It'll be warmer, of course, and then fish move up out of that deeper water to where you can really access them, not be fishing 20 foot deep for them.
Well, I want to help our viewers out just a little bit, Dayton and Jimbo, and that is Center Hill's a big lake. This time of the year, what are the Blairs looking for if you were going to fish Center Hill tomorrow? You hadn't been on it any this year. What are you going to be looking for tomorrow? I mean, we just had a rain.
If it rains tonight and gets a lot of the rain where your runoffs are muddy and everything,
Spinnerbait.
It depends. The water temperature is still, I think, around. I talked to Adam Wagner today. The water temperature is still running around 48, 49 degrees. Maybe a spinnerbait, but a jerkbait and a jig, and every now and then you may want to pick a whirly bee up and throw a whirly bee a little bit, and you'll catch.
But now, like a spinnerbait, when you're talking spinnerbaits, you're talking about that muddy water,
The dingy water, definitely.
Well, the
coming
run-ins
in.
come in.
And that's when you want to throw those, because the jerkbait really doesn't make
But
any noise and all
well,
that. But now spinnerbait's
Right, spinnerbait is still just a little early for the spinnerbait.
Okay.
If we get a warm rain that's tonight or tomorrow, if you get a warm rain where it warms the water up to 51, 52, 53 degrees.
In the wash, in the back, so
In the back, you can catch fish on
like your
spinnerbait.
run-ins or where the main creeks come in from Pine Creek to anywhere.
But if I was going to
To
sit here
Hurricane
tomorrow,
Creek.
I'd have to have a jerkbait. I mean,
Yeah.
right now.
But are you going to go to the main lake points and fish a jerkbait? Or
You'll
you going
start
to
out.
go
I'm
You'll
going
start out.
to the creek points.
You're going back into the creek.
I will start at the back of the I will start towards the back of the creeks with a jerkbait on the creek points and work my way out.
Okay.
I mean, if I was up there fun fishing, I would jerkbait the points and the gravel rounds and
Yeah, but the
rock
main
and
point-
gravel.
Right,
Exactly.
And so you go up there and it's a bluebird sky day and there's no wind. Well,
Yeah.
that's you're going to go back to a grub or a hair fly or a jerkbait.
Something
down
in there.
Right.
But then, if it like that, I may run out to a river channel bend or turn or a point and throw a whirly bee or a floating fly.
Yeah.
Is the water temperature still where you can
Either
catch
way.
them on a floating fly.
It's either way, just like anywhere else. I mean, we never had a cold
But like
winter.
tomorrow, we're gonna have a 60-something degree day all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now Saturday, you liable to go to Center Hill or Priest, and the water temperature be 52, 54, 56 degrees.
You think they'll turn on then?
Oh Lord,
Well,
it just
for an example,
turn the light switch on from night to day.
I was at the lake today, up on the upper end of Priest.
Yeah.
And where it got cold last night, all them shad have come up and they're not going back down. So I mean, you go around just anywhere in any cove and you're seeing minnows that long. It's not a shad kill, but it's a slight one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a major shad kill, but it's killing them. I mean, the seagull's been for the last week over there just don't.
Yeah, just diving
But
everywhere.
it's not a shad kill, but there is shad dying from it. You know what I mean?
But we've had such a mild winter again this year that your water temperature from 1 week or two will vary. This week it'll either be 51, 52, 48, 49. Next week we'll have a cold spell, and I'll be like me and Dayton found 45, 46.
Okay.
We run down the lake at Priest and we fish 51-degree water temperature.
And that's something else. You got to.
Look for your.
I got to go to the product of the week, guys. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We got to do our product of the week.
Southern Woods and Waters product of the week, brought to you by FowlQuest.
All right, I got a great product for you right now. I've been out there with Bill Merrick, owner of All Pro Rods, and he got me this one to show off tonight. This is their new All Pro Rod APX Elite Graphites, and this is their heavy flipping stick. And you know this is my favorite thing to do. I love to flip and pitch, but this thing right here is just going to make it. I told him today, I said, the fish is just going to get stupid on this one. Because this is, I mean, you can feel everything with this rod, and it's got the backbone that it takes to get that maul digger out of that brush.
Exactly.
And so I'm looking forward to using it this year. You can check them out, their full line of APX All Pro Rods at allprorods.com, or you can go to Southern Woods and Waters, click on their logo, and it'll immediately take you to their website. This is one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, if you're serious about your fishing, be asking for this for your birthday and for Christmas and Father's Day coming up.
Exactly right.
You need one of these in your arsenal. I promise you it will increase the poundage to your boat. All right? All right, we got to go now and take another break. And when we come back, we're going to open up our phone lines at 737-7767. So hurry back with more of Southern Woods and Waters.